Ever wonder if the dealership experience when buying a Porsche is any different than, say, buying a Chevy, a Honda, or even a Lexus? Well, I never thought that I'd be able to tell you firsthand, but good fortune has come my way. I'm now the proud owner of a certified pre-owned 2021 Porsche Taycan 4S. And I documented the entire process, start to finish, so you can live through me. I'm kind of a geek that way. I've already done a video about my search for the car, but in a nutshell, CPO Taycans off lease are a screaming deal, and the only way I could ever get into one of these, even then it's a stretch financially for me, but hey, my advice has always been buy the car you love, and this is the vehicle I've adored for years. I bought the car from Porsche Ontario. No, not in Canada, in California, just outside of Los Angeles. It would have been less expensive for me to have it shipped to Seattle, but I wanted to do this story about the delivery experience, and I was curious if the process was anything special. Personally, I don't care about fancy dealerships. I'm all about the car and hope to never return. Years of packing peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, plus general frugality, has led to this splurge. My brother works for Alaska Airlines, and he gave me a standby ticket. So my flight to Ontario International early in the morning is on the cheap, if I can get on. Last night there were no seats available, but I came to the airport this morning anyways, just in case. I've packed light. All my clothes and video gear for documenting the drive back to Seattle is in this bag. Flying standby is not for the faint of heart, but my persistence pays off. A larger plane was switched in. I get the green light. I'm on my way to California. Being cheap like this is why I can afford an expensive car. Here's a plug for Alaska Airlines, and not just because my brother works there. This is an excellent airline with great service. Try their fruit and cheese tray. It's a bargain at $12. No PBJ this morning. And after all that worry, I have the whole row to myself. Ontario is about an hour east of Los Angeles, if traffic is good, and it never is. What a great day for picking up a Porsche. I write about cars, but I don't buy them often. I'm as excited and nervous as anyone would be. This is a little bit surreal and, not to be overly dramatic, a little intimidating. I mean, I just bought a very expensive car over the internet 1,200 miles away. Not something I do every day. This is a good test of the Porsche CPO program, that's for sure. I was going to cab or Uber to the showroom some 3 miles away. My salesman, Jose Martinez, insisted on picking me up. Jose!
Must be Tom.
Yeah, good to finally meet you.
Yep.
In person. Points there for service. When I was arranging this purchase over email and the phone, I got the impression that he really knew EVs, something not all salespeople demonstrate. Turns out, Jose walks the talk. He owns a couple electric vehicles, just bought one for his daughter, so we chatted about that on the way to the showroom. As a pragmatic Minnesota-raised boy, I always look at temples like this as adding cost to the vehicle, but I'm also a big fan of architecture, and Porsche dealerships, they certainly have a sleek vibe. Now, I'll admit, walking in through the door, my overwhelming thought is, oh, I'm one of those people now. Like suddenly, I'm a rich, entitled guy, if I'm stereotyping. The reality is there's plenty of ordinary people like me that just love good design and engineering. Never judge a person over the car they drive. And then, after 4 months of searching, my car. In person, for the first time, in a glass jewel box. Damn. That's mine, huh?
That's yours.
Nice drama. It has presence. You know, It was worth taking the time to pick this up at the showroom rather than watch it being offloaded from a transport in a mall parking lot. There's theater happening here. Yeah, it's a very expensive ticket, but this is a car I have always admired. To think this is mine is pretty damn cool. Here's what attracted me to this particular 4S. Carrera white metallic paint and Mission E wheels is the livery I watched Porsche launch Taycan in back in 2019. The original owner spec'd this incredibly well. Upgraded Olia leather, Burmester audio that pairs well to the acoustically laminated glass. The upgraded headlights and rear light band are in ice blue. It has the sport design package with larger air intakes, side sills, and rear fascia treatment. I love that little winglet. The performance package adds sport chrono, rear axle steering, dynamic chassis control, and torque vectoring, to name a few of the functional technologies, and powered charge ports, so vandals can't rip the doors off. Sadly, people do that kind of crap. The only thing that I would have liked is a heated steering wheel and maybe black window trim instead of aluminum, but hey, I'm 99% there. This was originally ordered debadged, and then Turbo S badging added. Both the dealership and I insisted those be removed.
And then if you ever do go out on the road and you need to take the cable with you, that's what these are for.
Jose walked me around the car to inspect it. He had originally pointed out a small chip on the front. I knew that going in. I'll fix it then when I can afford protective film. That'll go on the nose and side view mirrors. I have XPEL on my ELR. It's good stuff. Nearly all of the paperwork was done beforehand. That was all smooth and professional, no upselling, what you would expect from Porsche. And while I was there, Jose showed me what it would be like if I wanted to spec out my next Porsche exactly to my liking, you know, a new one. There are paint samples that you can walk out into the sun to make sure they're exactly what you want. Shift knobs, sill plates, all sorts of materials for the interior.
So that's my interior, huh?
This is it.
Makes a guy want to make a whole lot more money. Also, I had to get a souvenir. Not that the car isn't enough. Porsche has great swag. Being a hoodie guy, I picked this out. As for the rest of the afternoon, the car was pulled out in dramatic fashion to top off the battery for my trip home. I plan on doing a lot of distance in this car, and so I made sure I got the Performance Plus battery pack, the larger one. And yes, I am aware that repairs will be expensive, duh. CPO adds 2 years of warranty to the 3 months left on the car that I bought. I'm very familiar with Taycan. I've driven just about every flavor, but Jose went through the basics with the interface and set up my Porsche account that's tied to an app. There are different levels of service. The basic connectivity for emergencies and such is free for the next 7 years. I don't plan on moving up to the next level, but if you folks want to chip in and pay the $350 for service, I'm happy to test it out. Frankly, right now I'm car rich, finance poor. Happy though. A family friend, Dylan, who's also a car enthusiast and EV owner, knew I was picking the car up. He lives in the LA area and came to check it out. Kind of fun to share the excitement with someone. Wrapping up, I don't buy cars on a regular basis, but I have to believe the whole Porsche delivery process is extremely elevated. I'm glad I came down. It's a great memory. I will stress, don't buy a vehicle for special treatment. It's most important to get the right car because you'll seldom return to where you bought it from, at least hopefully. But yeah, I got the VIP treatment that one might expect. I feel very fortunate to get a magnificent car like this. I'm the kid that got everything he wanted for Christmas and is a little bit overstimulated. Hope you can live vicariously through my video.
All right, time to head back to Seattle. That's going to be a separate video. Now, I have done long distance travel in EVs before, but 1,200 miles, that's new to even me. Super fast charge speed should help. It'll be a great adventure. If you want to see that, remember, subscribe to the channel, click notifications, follow me on social media, and if you have a question, leave it in the comments, okay? All right. That's Driven. I'm Tom Volk.